That's what I figured. Hey, Brett, also that car dealership, I've never seen a car dealership that doesn't have lights on, so I assume that you're still not seeing any power as you're kind of slowly rolling through the very flooded out feeder right there.
Yeah, it's spotty. It seems like on the west side of 45 may have some power. It looks like the east side of 45 is off over there. I don't know if you can see in the distance. That's I'm turned around
yeah,
now.
I can see it there.
Southbound on the feeder road, and there in the distance, the light there at Tidwell is off on this side as well. So I guess this far, headed south. The power is out completely in this area.
Okay. Hey, just a quick eyeball, Brett. If you were to look at it, how deep do you think that water is that guy's trying to plow his way through right there?
It's probably about midway up his wheel.
Okay.
I would say it's definitely over the curb here. Probably 6 to 8 inches.
Okay.
Just guessing.
Yeah, and just an estimate. How long do you think that all fell? Would you say that was probably within the last 30 minutes, last 45 since you've been driving up that way?
So the rain really picked up around 1:15, 1:20, somewhere around there, and it sort of died off in this area a little bit after 2. So I'm guessing the rain here fell within an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay, sounds good. Well, it looks like we got another flooded out guy right there. That little Ford there.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're not in the vehicle, so they're
okay. Good.
Hopefully, they got to safety.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Did not see anyone inside there.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I was good.
And there are plenty of people on both sides of the road here that have sort of just gotten out, hazard lights on, sort of just abandoned the car, not wanting to get caught up in this mess, and that's probably the best thing, especially if you're in a smaller. Low to the ground car. Yep.
Great call there. Okay. All right. Excellent. Appreciate that, Brett. Stay safe up there, my friend. And if you see anything else that's noteworthy, certainly, see, look at that. There's that Caravan right over there. Looks like that is down as well. All right. Thank you, bud. Okay, you stay safe up there. If you see anything else that you need to get our attention to, go ahead and get to the booth and let them know. Okay, quick, we're going to go to Bill Barajas in just a second, but I want to give you a quick update. We're starting to see these storms continue to pound their way down across parts of Needville, Iowa Colony, as we said a second ago. Let me jump in a little tighter on this. From Pearland over to Friendswood, down to Manville, Alvin, Santa Fe, Dickinson, League City, Hitchcock. You get the idea. It's headed to the coast. It should be down to the coast here probably within about the next hour. There's not much behind it, too. So I think once we're done with this, we're pretty much done for the rest of the afternoon. But it has been quite an early afternoon for a lot of folks. Let's go back out to KPRC2 reporter Bill Barajas. Bill, you've been out in that neighborhood. You said that what you saw now, when I talked to you about 10 minutes ago, was significantly better than what you were seeing before. Obviously, folks out there are starting to do a little cleanup as well. What's the latest?
Yeah, we actually moved down about a mile or so from where we were at earlier, Champions Park. Now we're in Greenwood Forest, and as you can see, the gentleman in the Polaris said he got out after the rain stopped and is just checking on folks, making sure everybody was okay because they were hit so hard. So he's doing that now. That other neighbor there you see there, she's trying to clear those drains because there's still a lot of debris, tree limbs, branches, all that sort of thing. So she's trying to clear that to try to clear the street. But I want to give you just a look at what the street looked like here as we were coming into Greenwood Forest. You can see cars are slowing down because there is lots of flooding here. Many of the cars turning around. The rain, again, has stopped and the water's gone down, but it's still worrisome for some folks, so they're just turning around. These guys are going through it. But again, this is what we're seeing throughout this area. Flooded parking lots, flooded neighborhoods, and then folks just concerned, again, just about what they've been seeing, not just today, but, over the last weeks or so with this rain. And I think that's on the mind of everybody as we start seeing these storms once again hit our area. So lots of folks concerned, lots of folks checking on each other, which we know that Houston community is really good at doing. And then just trying to keep their eye out for what might happen next. I talked to one gentleman here. He's parked right here, just kind of waiting everything out. He said that he saw golf-size hail as he was on 1960, a little bit more to the west of us. So there was some hail out in this area as well. For the most part, it looks like this area was just, majority of it was just this this flooding and street flooding and parking lot flooding. We haven't seen any sort of trees down or anything like that. So good news there. We've seen some branches, but really this is what we're seeing the most of right now. And again, just to give you another look, if I can get our photographer Jason to turn this way, and we can try to actually, Jason, let's walk to her. We can try to get to her, and these people down here as we. Again, folks are starting to come out of their house. You're seeing a lot of neighbors just sort of checking on each other, calling each other, making sure everybody is okay. But this lady has been going up and down the street for the last 10, 15 minutes. So we'll see if we can't just quickly talk to her and see what she saw and how bad it was when it really came down. Again, it was about 1 o'clock when it really started coming down. Hello. You just clearing the drains out? Okay. Yeah.
You got to break the suction so they'll drain. And Harris County, when they live and build those apartments down there, they didn't factor that in.
Yeah.
So now, you see I've got it draining now.
Yeah, I see it moving. And you live in the corner house, right?
I live right there.
Oh, okay. You live in the. I just saw you over there when
Yeah,
I first ran into you.
Well, I had to cross there to get across the street so my boots wouldn't get flooded.
Okay.
But no, see, we got drains right there, and we got drains right here.
And about what time did you see? What time did it really start coming down this area?
When did I get home?
We were thinking around 1:30 or so.
Yeah, it was about 1:30, and the winds got up really high. Thank God I had my trees trimmed months ago. People that didn't. But anyway, I got it. You can see it's going down now. The drains are starting to catch up.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for doing that. I'm sure your neighbors are all happy that you're taking the time to do that.
They think I'm crazy. They don't understand the science of it.
Yes. Yes.
You got to break the suction to get the drains to work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we thank you.
And I wish they had done that, but I wish Harris County had made those apartments down there put in proper drainage.
Okay.
Now it's all coming down on us.
Right. Well, we're thankful for you. I'm sure your neighbors are thankful